to Uzima Lifestyle Center Eat for Health. I am certainly delighted that you joined us, and today we are going to make some interesting recipes, two in this episode. You know, many of us like to eat rice, but the healthier version of rice is brown rice. And many people say to themselves, oh, I don't like brown rice. But today I'm going to show you how to prepare brown rice in a tasty and a healthful way so that you and your family can really enjoy it. So for this recipe, we are going to make, first of all, brown rice pilaf, and then secondly, we are going to make yellow rice. So for the brown rice pilaf, we need the brown rice, and it's already cooked. And by the way, you cook the brown rice by just putting a cup and a half of water in your saucepan, and you can add a little vegetable broth, or you can add some Bragg's amino to the water and just allow it, cover it, and allow it to simmer so that it looks like this when it's cooked. It's not too soft, it's nice and firm, but yet still well cooked. So we need brown rice. We are going to use red beans. As a matter of fact, you can use any beans. You can use, this is kidney beans, you can use black beans or any kind of beans. We're going to use corn, onions, sweet peppers, garlic, celery. Those are the main things we need for this recipe. Permit me to tell you a little bit about brown rice. Brown rice, first of all, lowers your bad cholesterol. So if you're suffering with cholesterol problems, brown rice is a very important thing to incorporate into your diet. Brown rice also, because it has a lot of fiber, it protects the body against cancer. Now, we also need to note that brown rice boosts our immunity. It supports healthy blood cells. It also supports healthy bowels. And it means that because it has a lot of fiber, we will be going to the bathroom regularly because the fiber helps with the elimination. It is perfect. It's a perfect food for young children as well as adults. It improves your cardiovascular system, so you have good cardiovascular health. Your circulatory system functions very well. And those individuals who are diabetic, this is a diabetic-friendly food. It reduces your diabetes risk, meaning it helps to control your blood sugar. It also helps in weight loss. It keeps your bones healthy, and it keeps you full for a long time. It also helps with your nervous system, and it reduces your risk. Listen to me carefully. It reduces your risk of things like asthma. It also is overall very good for your health. So that's brown rice. So this is something that we need to incorporate in our meal. Now, another main ingredient is our corn. In a previous episode, we talked about corn. Corn is a very good food. It's a rich source of vitamins and minerals. It's a good source of antioxidant, which means they fight against free radical. It boosts the immune system, and it also is very good for our sight. It is also a very good laxative because it has a lot of fiber. Now, we're going to talk about red bean, the benefits of red bean. Red bean, as can be expected, is rich in iron. It is full of fiber. As you know, it's a protein-rich food. It also has antioxidant. It boosts your energy. And this is one of those foods that is a low glycemic index food. So it's very good for people who are diabetic because it does not cause your blood sugar to be elevated. It protects your cells. It reduces cancer risk, stabilizes blood sugar, and also lowers your risk for heart attack. So these are the things that we need to incorporate. Now, in addition to this, I'm going to put a little bit of tofu in there. In our next episode, we're going to talk a little bit more about tofu because we're going to make a tofu dish. But for individuals who are transitioning from meat to a more plant-based diet, tofu is something very good for you to incorporate in your meal. But I'll leave that for the next episode when we'll talk about that. So we'll take a little break right now, and I'm going to set things up for this recipe, and then we are going to continue. Don't go anywhere. Remember, we're coming back really soon. Okay, so what we need to do is to put a little bit of olive oil in our pan and make sure that it's nice and warm. Then we are going to add to this our onions. Then we're going to add our garlic. And okay, so we allow this to saute. We can put our sweet peppers. Yes, so in here we have our garlic, our onion, our celery, and our sweet peppers. So we're going to allow this to saute for a little while. And once it's sauteed, then we're going to add our other ingredients. Let's put the fire up a little bit more. Remember, our rice is already prepared, so we have everything ready to go. See how wonderful the colors are looking? It's always nice to make sure that your food is colorful, because the more appealing it looks, the better your family would love it, or your friends, or whoever you have coming over. This is our tofu. We already had that prepared, and we put it in the oven and baked it for a few minutes. But in our next episode, we'll talk a little bit more on how to get that done. So we're going to add our tofu. You can cut the tofu in nice little diced pieces there. And we're going to allow this to saute for a little bit. Okay, so it's sauteed. So you see how nice and colorful this looks already. Make sure the tofu is already baked, but you want to make sure it cooks through very well. To this, we are going to add our corn. Then we're going to add our red beans and allow it to saute a little bit. I'm going to allow that to go for a little while. Now remember, you can use black beans, red beans, whatever beans you have available. Beans are always very good. Very good and nutritious. Now to this, we are going to add our brown rice. We're going to take our time and make sure that we stir it in quite well. See how nice and colorful this looks? And because you're adding the beans to it, it would be a complete meal because you will have your protein, you have your vegetables here, you have 2 sets of protein, you have your beans, as well as your tofu and your corn, and then you have your vegetables in there, your peppers and so forth. So we let this cook for a little bit. This now you can add your favorite seasoning, whatever ones you like. I happen to like basil, so I'm going to put a little basil in there. And then this is cumin. This is another flavorful seasoning. You can also add some dry thyme to it. Whatever seasoning you like, you can add to it. And here I have my little chicken style seasoning. We're going to let it cook a little bit on slow fire. And it's going to be ready in a few minutes. So this is what we call our rice pilaf. You can add whatever you would like. And I'm going to show you in just a while another variation of this dish. in a little bit, I'm going to take it out of the pan. I'm going to show you how it's going to be set up. For variation, we are going to make yellow rice. It's brown rice, but we're going to color it up and make it nice and attractive. And again, we put a little bit of olive oil in our skillet, and then to this we are going to add our onions. Then we're going to add our garlic. Some celery. Almost the same ingredients that you had in the first one, except for this one, you're not going to add beans. And then the variation is you're going to add some turmeric or some curry powder. Okay, so we're going to let this saute for a little bit. Now we're going to add our corn. Again, you see the lovely colors. Let this saute for a little bit, and then we have our brown rice right here that we are going to add. So to this one, we do not have any tofu, and we are not adding any beans. So now we add our rice. Just another variation. Now we're going to add our curry. Sprinkle it around. Now, depending on how yellow you would like your rice to be, you can add a little more curry powder. So we're going to let it cook for a little few minutes here. And to this you can add a little bit of seasoning salt. I just love to cook with dry thyme, so I'm going to add a little bit of thyme to mine. You can add whatever spices you would like to add, depending on what flavors you like. This would give us a nice Mexican flavor. You can add some paprika, you can add some cumin, whatever you like in terms of herbal seasonings. Different kind of herbs, you can add it as well. So we're going to let it saute a little bit, cook a little bit. See all the lovely colors? Okay, so this is cooked. Now I'm going to set it up so that you can see how you can set it up if you have guests. So here you have it, your beautiful plate of brown rice pilaf with your salad and a few veggie patties. Okay, so this is a complete meal. Now, if you do not want to have the veggie patties, you already have your protein in there. So this is a protein-packed, balanced meal. So enjoy. Here we have our two dishes for today. Yellow rice with salad, and then we have our brown rice pilaf with salad and some vegetarian meat. This is also brown rice. So this is another variation in which you can do your brown rice. Remember, healthy eating is so very important. It builds up our immune system. It helps our body to function at optimum. Let us remember that our body is God's temple and we need to take care of it. Just before I end, I want to remind you to subscribe to our channel, and you can, on the slide you're going to see, if you need this recipe, you can contact me and my email address. Remember to subscribe and to click on the bell so that when other shows are posted, you will be notified. It was such a pleasure cooking with you today. I hope you enjoy watching, and I trust that you will also try some of these dishes and send us a comment so that we can know how yours came out. I am sure that as you're listening, your mouth is watering just as my mouth is watering, because these are very appetizing dishes that we can eat to our health. God bless you.